Welcome to Ornament-along today. So today is something different. I'm not up in my studio. I'm not I don't have music in the background. I don't have two cameras, none of that. What I do have is I want to show you my basement studio and show you all the stuff I've been working on. So I have a craft show. It's an art market. Why did I call it a craft show? It's not really a craft show. What's the difference? It's an art market. It's a holiday art market. These are what I'm working on today. I'm working on some ornaments. These are all in progress. And here's another Polar Express. So see, and just this is how I take one template, a design that I made, and I just can mix it up and do a different color or something, different text, whatever. And keep it interesting for myself. I don't like to do like copy something exactly the same all the time. It's just I get bored really easily, and I gotta keep myself enticed. You know what I mean? I love to do lettering and my illustrations, so I just try and mix it up. I love different colors, so that's what we're doing. And here's some ones that I made earlier today, the night before Christmas. This is based on the design of one that I did last year. And there's the back. And then this is a brand new one that I just did. It's a Wonderful Life, based on the book The Greatest Gift by Philip Van Dorenstone. And then on the back it says the classic that inspired a wonderful life. So these are going to be little book ornaments. I'll show you. Do I have one with a ribbon on it? I don't think I have one down here with a ribbon on it, but I put a ribbon up at the top, and they're really, really cute. And there's different like ways you can do it. Like I put my little ring at the top on this one. It's kind of a new idea. I didn't do this before, so that's new for me. And I'm going to give you like a little look at what's going on here. Here's a wide angle view. Here's my table. Extra paint, more paint there. Paint pens, more paint, lights, more paint, works in progress. And yes, I'm in a basement, and it's a true basement. So here's some nice pipes, electrical box or some sort of box. I'm not sure what. Here's another table. These are all paintings in progress. You can see, and then here's some paintings in progress down here, and there's my trash. And then these are just blanks, and that's a bunch of recycled, saved materials. And that is a air purifier with some jelly things on top of it that I like to use for printing. And there's some rocks that I have not painted on, but that I plan to. So moving right along here, here's another painting. This one is, I think it's 16 by 20. And then moving right along, there's some more paintings that I just did this week. These are all 16 by 20. Here, hold on. It's a little dark over here. I apologize for that. It's two people out there with mushrooms. Grow every day with mushrooms. And this one has glitter on it too. Oh, it's dark in here. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Be careful. Okay. Just grow every day. It's really pretty. It's got glitter on it. I don't know if you can see the glitter. It's all glittery. It's really pretty. And then I'll show you another painting. Hold on 1 second. Also has glitter on it. And I might do something else with this one too, that I will explain in a moment. Doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. And you see You kind of see there's glitter. Here's some glitter. Okay. See, here's the glitter. So here's some advice slices in progress. These are the backgrounds. This is kind of what they'll look like when they're nearly done, and then they go on a cute little easel. I'll show you. Let me show you what they look like. Oh, all right. Ta-da! That's an advice slice, and that's what this is going to be. And then here's just a little random oranges that I painted. And then there's, I have not been using this setup. I created these lines to hang my ornaments, but I have not been using them because I have to dry things flat because I don't want, to have, I don't want to have an accent. I don't want to have something that I painted, for instance, with the bubbles on it. With the bubbles on this bed. And I do not want anything to get messy. So I'm going to start painting the Grinch ornament. I will put you in the corner here. I'm just going to go for it. I will show you. This is kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have all this real estate on the screen, actually. Here's what we're working from. Now, I know that the Grinch is intellectual property. I'm only going to make like a few of these. I'm not, I'm not even selling them on Etsy. These are really just like one-offs. I don't usually do any IP. And the books that I choose, I typically try to choose books. Like in general, I choose books that are not in the public domain. The Polar Express is not in the public domain, but I only have 2 ornaments of the Polar Express. So that is my bid. So let me move around this stuff. Here's a couple. Here's some blanks that I made for the Grinch. This one actually would be really cute too. I can use that one here. Maybe I will, actually. This is kind of cute. I made these to echo this design, so I'm going to go into it. But I kind of think that this would be really cool on this. So I'm going to do a circle with my paint pen and just a little cameo for the Grinch. And I'm going to show you something you can do with your paint pen. If you want to like stretch your paint, because paint pens by like ounce for ounce, paint pen is really expensive. You're kind of paying for the mechanism more than you are the contents, because you get so little paint in it, but you're really paying for everything else, So you can treat it like watercolor-ish, like water-soluble paint, which is kind of fun to do. And when I make advice slices, and I will use a lot of paint pen, but I will use water to, excuse me, I use water to gradient the different colors of paint. And it works great. The only thing with paint pen that you have to, and you should just do this for all your work, is use a, like varnish it in some way, shape, or form, whether that's Mod Podge varnish, or a spray varnish, or a brushed on varnish, just varnish your stuff. Because paint pen has a tendency, it kind of depends on what you put it on, but it can really, like, surprisingly, you would think the way that it's marketed. I'm not talking about chalk markers. I mean like paint pen. It's typically marketed like, oh, put it on this, put it on that, put it on anything, put it on your clothes. It doesn't always stick. It really doesn't. So, um, if you're at all concerned, if you're starting a project and you want to make sure that the paint pen is going to stick, definitely do a tester. Ooh, I just put my brush down there. I really like my brush. Definitely do a tester on your paint pen, because you don't want to do a whole project with the paint pen and then find out that it's not, doing what you want it to do. Excuse me. So because I have a bunch of different, blanks here that I can do the glue on. So that'll make it easier for me to work on this in stages. So you can let this dry while we work on another one. Okay, let's do the brush. I just went to the art store because I did not have an extra fine pasta, and they didn't either, unfortunately. The one that I want, the one that I wanted is, I'll show you the tip. The tip is like, not that one. The tip that I wanted is the one that has the clear little thing. This one, that thing. That's the tip that I wanted. And here's what you can get. But they didn't have that. So I got this one, which if you get like a brand new pen, it's actually okay. It's not terrible. So, and I'm gonna flip this one, see if we get it any finer on this side. But I knew that I was gonna need some really fine white line. So I'm just gonna go in on this, and I'm just going in. I'm not gonna sketch it out. Excuse me. Alright, what do I want to use as my red? I'm going to go to the red. Oh, I got the exclamation point. We need it. Oh, we got it right there. We got it. It's good. That's fine. Probably didn't have to do that, but we did. Just finishing, touching up my letters before I go in the highlighting. And I think I might work on the French a little bit. Oops. Sorry about that. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my yellow eyeballs. So for yellows, I have this awesome one, which is super intense. Or we can go in a lighter yellow direction. Oops. Or I can draw the eyes in with the lighter one. I can draw the eyes in with this one. And then add a little block. I can add a little block. Okay. That bright yellow. Once it's dry, that would be good. The really important thing is that I have a black one. I really like using that in this space. That's good. I am not breaking out a brush because I do find that really I've been using a brush for a lot of my ornaments, and while I like to get the details important to me. Right now I'm really judging my time over that because I need to make sure that I'm not spending too much time on one thing. I'm going to try and do the best I can. I think his eyes are going to be really hard to do without a brush, though, I have to say. I really have to say. Maybe fine. But I'm just going to give him a brush shot because I don't want to be like, I don't want to be totally beholden to the brush. I got a double line here. So to speak. So to speak. Oh, thanks for the light. Use my vintage camera. I usually have all the bells and whistles, but today I'm in my basement And I just thought this was really more conducive to how my life has to be for the rest of this week in terms of making stuff. Because I'm down here, looking at painting, all kinds of things. So yeah, I have to kind of wake up today. I'm still here, still making stuff with you. Earlier I gave you a little tour of what I'm working on. My basement studio. Take a look if you want. I'm really dying to get some of this white in the eyeballs. I'm gonna hold off though and do the stuff, the rest of the stuff, because patience is a virtue right now with this. So I will do all the little curly things. Man, I really wish they had the littler point for me today. They didn't have that at the edge here. I was a little bummed, I have to say. I was a little bit bummed. Okay, I think I'm ready. I'm ready. He doesn't look like he's smiling. And I guess the Grinch should not look like he's smiling, but I feel like, well, clearly this one is superior. This one. I mean, if I'm judging, if I'm being judgy on, if I'm judging my work, I will say this one. So I think part of it is his little mouth is bigger, so his face. So let's go on there. Let's be a little picky. Let's be a little picky, shall we? And redo some stuff. Okay. I'm going back in with my weights I just bought at the art store. They did not have the extra fine. I was a little bummed about that, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gotta make do, you know? And I have plenty of paintings. I mean, you're probably gonna laugh if you know like how many red paintings I actually have. It's the tip. It's the tip. I don't have an extra fine tip. And I have other things that I could use instead, but I need these right now. I need it to be fast-ish. I need it to be fast-ish. I just said that, didn't I? Yes, I did. I need it to be easy-ish for me to do. Like, if I drew how the Grinch stole Christmas with a brush, I would be here for 20 minutes, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So, I'm not going to do that. How's the face? I think the face is fine. Okay, that works. I think he's looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. I think I can get on board with these creepy looking. Cool. All right, that looks good. I'm happy with that. Let's do a little bit. Yeah. That's looking pretty cute. I think I'm going to give him a little tiny dab of this bright yellow in his eyes because it's a creepy little cream color and I like it. If it works. Sorry for the accent there. It's actually very similar to what we have. So here's something that I've been doing. Grabbing a toothpick. Toothpick's going to help me move my teeth around and it gets this small. Helps move things around. Especially if you're lacking a really fine tip, that really works great. I think I like this as an accent color, actually. I'm going to do this yellow as an accent color. I really like it. It's a super fun color. Oh, that is very festive. That is very festive. Okay, let's do some highlights on the little Dr. Seuss letters, which I'm kind of like, the verdict's out for me. I kind of feel like I do highlights on these little letters a lot, on these ornaments. And honestly, I think I'm discovering that, larger highlights, they make it harder to read, and I'm really against making things harder to read. So, a little on the fence with that, but that's okay. I think that's good. All right, let's let this one dry, and then we'll do another Grinch ornament that we're going to do the back of it. So the total can be, we have completed, by the end of this stream, we will have completed the front and the back. Sound good? Here's the back. what we're going to do. Every who down in Whoville likes Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. So I think that sounds like a good idea. Dark blue. These are binding. I think I'm going to add some binding. There we go. Let's do let's do yes. Okay. Orange kind of looks a little like red. Orange is going to be our surrogate red for this one. Because I like red, and red is festive, and red is holiday, but when you put like red paint pen, like true red paint pen, sometimes it doesn't really pop, you know what I mean? So you want it to pop. You're looking for a pop. Great. Okay. Let's see. We're working on the back of the ornament now. We have the front. This is the front. Here's the front. Here's the front. Now we're doing the back. Okay, let's do a nice little leaf. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great. I'm gonna just use my paintbrush to sort of round out a little bit. I feel I don't really need to have my leaf be 100% across ever since I'm gonna put letters over it. So a little transparency will hang like that. Here, there, and everywhere. And now we're going to go in with the bow. I think for this one I want to do a bow on the top. Let's check this baby. That's cute. I like it. Let's go with some little snowflakes. All right. Okay. Let's let this one dry. Now, start. No time to waste. No time to waste. No time to waste. So now, I'm going to decorate this one. I'm going to use the green. The green is so pretty. I really love this color. I really love this color. Okay, this one should be dry by now. So let's go back into here. And let's see, are we dry? Are we dry? Are we ready? Are we ready? I'm going to go in with a black extra fine and write the text on it. Let's see, what we got there? We got every who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. Oh, you know what's cool? Let me do it. Little highlight on the bow. Little highlight on the bow. I think the people would that nobody going to maybe one person focused on going to with me. Not with me. Not with me. I think he was like ready then. I think he was kind of ready then. In the holidays maybe. Maybe that's what it was. But that's okay. Everyone's entitled to it. Okay. Every food down in Whoville likes Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who is just north of Whoville, did not. Every okay, here we go. I'm gonna just be repeating this now until I finish writing it because that's just what happens. That's just what happens over here. Every who down in Whoville. Let's see if I can fit it. Oh, let me try and lift you up a little bit. I don't want to. Look, here's what I'm working on. Okay. That way I won't. What is this? I don't think you can see. I don't think you can see what I'm doing. I'll just put my head in the back. I do think I need my glasses though for this. Oops. Yeah, great. And then let's move branch more fancy. Flourish. Mhm. Mhm. I'm gonna stack these, I think. Yeah. We're getting spatial issues. Mhm. Perfect. I love it. I love it. I think what I'll do, because I have a little extra space on the bottom here in the back, let's see. Let me do a little bit of snow on the bottom. Maybe like make it so there's like more snow piling up. That might be kind of fun. I'm gonna use this for that. This makes bigger jump. Perfect. Mm, mm. I like it. Okay. Makes it all clear. Awesome. All right. Cool. I think we're done. We have the front and the back of this one. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. In the front, we have the back. It's that easy. And thank you so much for joining me today and coming down to my basement studio with me and looking around and seeing everything that's going on and joining me for this cute little ornament. I appreciate it. I hope that I give you a little bit of a boost to make some ornaments of your own. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff, right? Very good. Give you a nice smell. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you have an awesome day. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. for another one of these ornament art alongs. And come by. I'm going to be doing a music themed ornament, and I look forward to seeing you then. All right. So have a great day. Bye bye.